Rule 20, how play commences. What you need to know about these next few rules, 20, 21, 22, is just follow your umpire's lead. Line up on your umpire for the throw-ins and let the umpire guide you on what's next. Now, with that being said, that's all you really need to know. But this is a rules video, so let's just go through the rules so you know how it's supposed to be done, just in case your umpire doesn't know. But if you have a USP umpire, he or she will know. Okay, so a polo game starts with a throw-in. The throw-in is going to be from the umpire's hand, and it's going to happen at the center of the field, and it's going to be parallel to the end line or perpendicular to the sidelines. And before the throw-in, your umpire will probably gather the captains together, choose one of them, and then either flip a coin or some other method of random determination to see who chooses which direction. So it doesn't really matter, but it's the only fair way to do it, and so that's what we'll do. Some umpires will say, hold a number of fingers behind their back and say odd or even. If you get to know your umpires, usually they're the same all the time, but that's not always the case. And sometimes an umpire will have you choose odd or even, and then he'll ask somebody what the size of their mallet is just to be extra random. None of that matters. As soon as it's determined which direction you're going, your team will line up, okay, on the side of the field of the goal that you're defending. You will line up in order. As long as you leave an alleyway and you're on your side, there's no real requirement to be lined up perfectly or in order. We just don't want any contact in the throw-in, and we want you on your side, and you're not supposed to be closer than 5 yards to the umpire. I've yet to see that happen, but in other words, the umpires don't want to be run over. So follow your umpire's lead on this, and that's the initial start of the game. That's the throw-in. Also on the throw-ins, we'll do half of the game from one side of the field and the other half of the game from the other side of the field. We do that because we no longer have another choice of direction at halftime. You just choose once in the beginning of the game, and that's it. Generally, one umpire will throw from his or her side of the field the first half, and the other umpire from his or her side of the field the second half. The throw-ins are about 20 to 30 yards in from the boards, and in the direction towards the center of the field. There are times when we will move the location of the throw-ins at the request of the club management to save the fields. A lot of times the fields will get distressed in the areas where we throw in, so if that's happening a lot, we'll move them around a little bit. There's nothing in the rules to prevent that. Umpires have discretion on this. So, but basically, that's how we do the throw-ins. As far as getting a foul in the throw-in, there is no line of the ball from the umpire's hand in the throw-in unless the ball passes through the throw-in and out the back. Then we honor the line because it's all we have. So also, everyone in the throw-in is at 0 speed. Everybody's standing still. So we don't see a lot of danger there. The only things you need to watch here are dangerous use of the mallet, taking a full swing into a horse, those sorts of things. But you're not going to get a foul from the line from the umpire's hand. You can try, but it's not going to happen. But once it passes through the pack, then we honor that line. So be mindful of that. If you line up on the wrong side of the throw-in, you will be technically offsides, and you cannot make a play on the ball until you pass one of your own players. So is this happen right when you're getting to the throw-in and you're saying, wait, wait, wait? No, not really, because we usually wait for everybody that hasn't gone to change horses. This rule is really about changing horses. If you go change horses and you come back onto the field and you're not lined up on your side for that dead ball throw-in, then you're offsides. So all you need to do is pass one of your players and you'll be fine. If you should play the ball before passing one of your players and you're offsides, it's generally going to be a hit for the other team from the spot. Okay, now, if all 4 of your players decide that they're going to change horses at the same time and Where they're changing is on the wrong side of the throw-in. So going back to the throw-in, the whole team is lined up wrong. And they're not even lined up yet, but if they came back onto the field, they would be lined up wrong. If the entire team is offsides, there are no players that you can pass to become onsides. So you can't do anything. You have to wait till the next dead ball situation. So that would be hitting the ball out, scoring of a goal, that sort of thing. If one of your players plays the ball in that sort of, I guess you could call it the maximum offside situation where your entire team is offsides, it's a penalty 2 for the other team. So basically, don't do it. You're just giving up a goal. But if your whole team decides to change at the same time and you don't have the kind of communication that you need, you know, that's just something that you're going to have to work on, because it's been done at the higher levels, actually, because that's when they change the most horses. What happens if both teams line up wrong, on the wrong sides? So it's not a change of horse situation. It's just, say the players are used to or accustomed to playing arena polo, and a goal is scored and everybody comes back to the lineup, and one team lines up wrong and the other team just automatically lines up opposite them. So if all 8 players are lined up improperly, so basically they're lined up on the wrong sides, what happens there? We'll go ahead and play you on the wrong sides, and if you score a goal, it'll count for your team just like normal. Okay. Until the goal is scored or the period ends, and goals will count for the team that scored it, and that's just how we do that. Like normal. Okay, and the reason we do that, that's considered our fault as umpires. It's very easy to get confused, and all you need is one player who lines up wrong or just isn't thinking at the moment, and everybody sort of just falls in line. It's you know, players coming back to the lineup is analogous to sort of a school of fish. They just kind of fall in line. It's an automatic thing, like breathing or your heart beating. You don't even think about it. It just happens. So this can happen, and it happens more often than you would think. So if that happens, we'll just play it like they were lined up properly. Okay, but everybody has to line up wrong and on the wrong side.